All right, this match review comes to us from EliteCrystal, who has 810 hours in the game of Dead by Daylight. So you're not quite at that 1K hours. I expect most people to have really good macro play and really good micro play. So your fundamentals are not quite there, but that is okay. That will come with time. You're playing the Xenomorph, which I recently just hit number 5 again, which is pretty cool. Back in the top 5, back baby. Wrote the guide, currently on a win streak that is getting higher by the day. So good person to ask. Xenomorph overall as a character is kind of a high B tier character. They have a higher skills floor than people give them credit for, and it kind of serves as a barrier to people entering the character. But if you put even just a moderate amount of work into like cleaning up your turrets and learning the intricacies of the tail attack, you kind of see the light. So not a bad pick for a character there. You're on Midwich as well, which is not, in addition to already being a very, very good map for killer, is also good for Xenomorph. The thing that kind of hurts Xenomorph on this map, like with any indoor map, is that control station spawns are kind of wonky. Like you'll technically be right next to a control station, but it's like through the wall in a different room that you have to walk around or hit break through a breakable wall to get to. Other than that, a lot of loops are tail attack friendly, and the map having a lot of narrow hallways means people can't dodge your strafe attack very much. So it is not your best map, but it's a very, very good one. Let's take a look at your add-ons and your perks. All right, taking a look at add-ons and your perks. Everything's looking good so far. In terms of your add-ons, you're using Lambert Star Map, which decreases the range of the flame turrets from 10 meters down to 8, and you're using the Emergency Helmet, which reduces the stagger to turrets by 35%, I believe, without looking. Editing brain will clock me if I'm wrong. Very, very good. Usually, if you want success for the Xenomorph, you run Lambert Star Map, Emergency Helmet, or Self-Destruct Bolt, which speeds up your vaults through windows while in crawler mode by 30%. Any combination of these is the path to consistent success on this character. You could run double turret like you are. You could run one turret and Self-Destruct Bolt. Doesn't matter. Any combination of these is golden. Your build is also spectacular using Languid Touch, which works well in the Xenomorph because in crawler mode, you don't disturb crows. So you get more procs out of this than most characters in the game. You're using Eruption Pain Res, which I think is a very underrated combo. Both Eruption and Pain Res very, very good on the Xenomorph. Nowhere to Hide is my personal favorite killer perk in the game. Helps you deal with rats, and obviously if you're already kicking gens for Eruption, might as well get the free aura rating off of it. I think this is a very solid build. If you lose, it's not because of your build. So, talking high pitch for a minute, I'm going to stop that. I'm not going to ruin somebody's match review by talking in high pitch. We will wait till after. Nice try, though. Yeah, I do remember it was a little yellow Addon. Skamaz? No, you just intentionally tried to troll somebody's match review. It's not Skamaz. You were just trying to be mean, and I vetoed the mean. Nope. And not getting a control station right away. I don't mind breaking that wall. There you go. Also, you didn't lose play with your food stacks when you dealt with ferrets, which is kind of crazy. Now it's your worst perk in the game. now you lose a stack every time you deal with the turret. It went the opposite way. You can shoot over these chairs here. Not a bad choice. Alright. Very quick 2-tap. Dude, moving in normal field of view makes the game look so slow. So slow. That's wild. You do have a pain res. 2 actually. You make that? This is gonna be close. For the throat carry animation, it's 6.5 grunts. Or that be Vecna, Xeno, or Dracula. Yeah, you got greedy. You should have went for the one out in the courtyard. You got greedy for that. The one in the courtyard you would have got. Yeah, it's 6.5 grunts on your shoulder. Ooh, there's some slowdown there. Ooh, you ducked really well there. Usually if you're in a situation like that, what you want to do is you want to go from like the low side to the high side for that exact reason. I don't do this consistently, so that's like what you did was fine, but like if you really wanted to hit him here, going from left to right would cover all options that he could have ducked. Nice. Okay. Him wiggling out early gives them a really big head start. It's essentially as if he got like flashlight saved. Also, this seems like it's kind of quiet. That sounds a little bit better. Some match reviews are like at super low volume, and some are like a super high volume. So I'm always nervous. Yeah. Then you have ones like these that are a bit quieter. Doing awesome? Yeah. We're just doing our match review segment for this evening. Doing a Xeno game. Seems like your frame rate's really suffering. I don't know if that's just the recording or if you see that while you're playing. I can imagine that's fun to play with. Nice elbow drop. Keyboard is dude. I'm sorry. Oh, they just drowned. Thankfully, I mostly just drink water now, but I've definitely been in that situation where I've spilled like a Mountain Dew all over everything. Ooh, that's rough. You hit the pallet there too, even though you aimed over it. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why she was just waiting there at the pallet. That was kind of goofy. That's blurring the right ears. That's so that is so awful when that happens, Skitty. I'll be doing that. I'll be like writing for my D&D campaign. I'll have somebody like I'll be lurking somebody's stream, and then just suddenly, hey, would you like to eat some Taco Bell? And I'm like, oh my god, yes, but don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. It's awful. My thing that I'm seeing is kind of what's hurting you is you're just kind of just like sitting in this corner. You're just kind of like preemptively camping and not really like going out into the map much. So they're just kind of doing gens like uninterrupted. The Fine Dining Award. That joke had layers. Match reviews, yes. No, I'm playing with my mind. I'm getting this, Leon. Scale to stream value? They absolutely should. Also, mods should not get ads. If you moderate for a stream, that was Leon playing, right? That wasn't you being bad. Mods should not get ads so they can moderate the stream properly. Same Jack Sam. Lower the volume. Yeah, I try to do that. Sometimes I miss it. Yeah. In that situation where the flame turret's right in front of you, you should just M1 it over M2ing it, because if you use your tail, you incur the movement speed penalty of technically missing, because hitting a turret doesn't count as a hit. Counts as hitting an obstacle. So you incur the movement speed penalty, where if you just hit it with your basic attack, it does not. So if a turret's that close, especially when you have a like double turret, there's no reason not to go for that. Wahoo! Hey, bird. How's it going, friend? I need to take you up on your Swift offer, because I've been playing a lot of Survivor off stream. And while I like solo queue, I imagine my power unrestrained with good teammates. You know, imagine. Yeah, especially with double turrets. I mean, technically with emergency helmet by yourself, as long as you know exactly, you should have went after Claudette there. You should have went after Claudette. She literally has a turret in her hand. She is a sitting duck. She is a free hit, and she's injured. You should have went after her there. Yeah, even with emergency helmet, if you spot a flame turret like right away, you can lunge and hit it. Only if you're using just like emergency helmet by itself, and you see a flame turret like a little late, then you should probably tail attack it just to be safe. But if you know where it is and you're running at it head on, you can still lunge and hit it. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday this week? I got you. I got you. Friday, I might have D&D. And then Saturday, I should be free. Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah, you should have went after Claudette way quicker there. She was a sitting duck. Yeah, I don't know. You just kind of like camp this bathroom corner and kind of just let them do gens like unfettered. Like, this isn't a bad play if you know they're greeting for the save, but like you had no indication of that and they just kind of sat on gens. Because like, especially when you're using like Eruption, like the main way you get a lot of value out of Eruption on a character is going around the map on a high movement speed character like Xeno, kicking a bunch of gens, and then getting a lot of gen pressure across the map. Because 10% by itself isn't a lot. Should have just ran pop, right? But if you're applying like 30, 40% across the entire map, that's really good. You know what I'm saying? Or on like multiple gens. But you kind of just sat in one place most of the game. He came up there, but you didn't really know where anybody was. Good hit. Like, you're really hoping that this, like, camping the corner bathroom area will, like, pan out. And despite the fact that gens keep flying through, you're not really, like, letting go of that, as a method or playstyle. Dun 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 dun. Hey, good radio. Dun, dun. Yeah, you should definitely try to get her dead here. Even if it's a DS, like, you gotta salvage something here. There you go. I've noticed from, like, the last one I've watched with you, like, you're moving your tail attack with your body more, which is nice. That's unfortunate. I didn't see you had flashbang, but that was just probably because, like, I couldn't see through the pixelation. Yeah, that was a risky shot to take at this juncture of the match. She wasn't even standing there. I think when you're in a situation like this, where, like, it's down to the wire, it's one gen and you only have 3 hooks, I think going for super ambitious tail attacks is probably not the play. I'll always encourage people to, like, go for as many, like, ambitious shots as possible so you can learn, right? You can go, okay, the collision on that is wonky, or the collision on that is accurate, or, hey, I can hit through this. But if you're in a situation like this, where you need as much pressure as possible because you're down all your pressure, and they have so much pressure on you, I don't think going for, like, really ambitious tail attacks is really good for you. And this is something you seen me have to do with the like with the win streak. Is there a lot of shots I know I can hit, that I want to hit, that are fun to hit, but they're risky. And the name of the game in the win streak is to play, like, more consistently. So instead of going for the fun thread through the 2-chair tail attack that I know I can hit, I'll just rotate around the pallet once and get the tail attack where they're out in the open, and I can just strafe the entire part of that loop, because it's just more consistent. So especially when you're down on this much pressure, I would go for more consistent shots that you know they can't really dodge, instead of trying to go for those, like, really ambitious ones that you're going for. Yeah, just go to this one. Because also what you've noticed is that by staying in one part of the map this whole time, you've also not got your pain res stacks. Okay. So like, you heard that gen right below you as you were walking over, nearly finished. You heard it at, like, 70-80%. But you walked the other direction. Why? Yeah, you just walked to the wrong gen. Once again, you can lunge and hit those. Yeah, there's a gen that's about to pop here soon. In fact, did not hear it? Really? That was really loud for me. You play on speakers? Yeah, if you play on speakers, that makes sense. Oh, I would have kicked that pallet, because now you have to walk through this pallet. Yeah. Yeah, you have to walk through that. Yeah, I definitely would have kicked that pallet, because now you literally are forced to walk through that. Usually, I would not blame you for that, because, like, how would I tell? But these guys have been going for flashbang saves and stuff, so you know they're going for saves. So you should have known better there. You were losing the streak. Nah. It's also the same skin. It's also the same skin. I can see why you do that. That's funny. Yeah. Because if you had been able to interrupt that, get a pain res on the other gen, that could have been huge. Set up some eruption, maybe. But just missing, pressuring that gen there at the end was really rough. Alrighty, let's see. The oops all eyes build on Bamer. That's funny. That was actually running a pretty stacked build. That's kind of crazy. Oh, man. Break at least one of, yeah, because if you don't, you get trapped back there. All right, so in terms of your main takeaways for this game, I think the first main takeaway, and the one that is probably why you lost this game, something I was harping on earlier, is you hooked that person in that corner hook by the bathroom, and you didn't really leave there for most of the game. Especially when you have perks like Pain Res and Eruption that require you to move around the map and chase different people. I think staying in one place is not ideal. Like I had said earlier, when you have a situation where survivors are super greedy and altruistic, yeah, proxying a hook makes sense because, you know, you're just punishing them for a bad play they're making. But you kind of like hard locked into proxy camping the hook like right away, despite that there was no like indication that people were going to be like greeting for the hook right away. So this just kind of let all the other survivors kind of like go hang out and ends. So keep in mind that like camping and proxy camping, it works the best when it's used as a counter to a survivor's bad play of being too greedy, being too altruistic, and to not just like do that out the gate. I think in general, I think killers in general have this issue where they're just like, well, tunneling camping good. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but killers are like tunneling camping good. And I think this current version of the Xeno streak is my third attempt. And the first attempt that I lost was because I tried to tunnel somebody out of the gate, just 3-hook them right away. And she had all the anti-tunnel perks. She was in a 4-man on comms, so they were able to just all 3 split up on gens and protect her. Like, it was a mess. It was a nightmare, right? Because like I just said, okay, well, this is good and it works all the time, so I'm just gonna do it out the gate. And it's like, nope, that's not how that works. You have to find the counterplay that fits the kind of team and players that you were facing. And while proxy camping usually good, this team knew better, and they proved that to you. Second main takeaway, there was just like a lot of like, I don't know if it was you trying to get value out of like pain res late in the game, but I don't know, like there was a lot of situations where like you overcommitted to like Leon when you just shouldn't have. And I don't know why, especially when there was like Claudette in the hallway with a flame turret in her hand. For some reason you got like really like tunnel visioned on the Leon for some reason. He had already kind of like evaded you a bit up until that point. And then you like hard looked at Claudette injured with a flame turret in her hand, meaning she can't really move. Basically a free hit, and you kept chasing Leon for some reason, and I'm not sure why you did that. I think one of the big things to like performing well in Dead by Daylight is like capitalizing on injured survivors or survivors that are just like out of position, and not just kind of like, okay, chase start, chase end, chase start, chase end, chase start, chase end. You got to be willing to like drop chase for like a better opportunity when you see it. And that was definitely one of those situations where you definitely had a better opportunity that was literally like a free hit and you just like ignored it. So I would not have done that. Your last main takeaway, no, it's not stupid. No, it's like, that's what the match reviews are for. It's like, it's stuff that you don't even like think about, right? So like, nobody's stupid. I think stupid would be like we've had before in the match reviews. Somebody sends a match review and I go, okay, well, here's some takeaways. And they're like, actually, I knew better than you. Actually, I'm going to DM you at 4 a.m. because I think you were wrong. That'd be stupid. Why the fuck did you send in the match review then? People have done that. People have done that. It's awful. That would be stupid. But you're here and you're willing to learn, which makes it not stupid. Your final takeaway, your third takeaway, is that for your tail attacks, it's okay to like go for like ambitious shots just because that's how you learn. Okay, I can hit through this. Okay, I can't hit through that. Okay, I can hit this. I cannot hit that. But as like the game starts slipping out of your fingertips, you really need to start kind of hunkering down and taking more M1s, take more tail attacks that you know for sure will hit, like being able to tail attack across like an entire hallway or something. Instead of going for like those ambitious shots like you were going for when you only had 1 gen left, like you're trying to go between the chairs, you're trying to go around the pole there. Those were very risky shots to take, and definitely when you only had 3 hooks on the board at 1 gen, you were definitely behind at that point, which means you should be going for more safe plays that guarantee pressure than going for something ambitious. So I would try to focus more on going for those more ambitious shots when you already have the advantage and you're already ahead. That way you can like kind of mess around and learn. But going through them in like a pinch like that is like, it was not the right time to do that. Because like, if you had just gone for a saber shot on Claudette there, got her down much earlier, and you had heard that gen that was being worked on, that was right below you, you were able to like interrupt that, down hook that person, pain rest, that gen's down 20. Even if somebody's there to stop it, go erupt it. Like there was a lot you could have done there if that like little end sequence had gone better. But yeah, try to go for more consistent plays, the less pressure you have, instead of going for ambitious stuff. I think that's it. I think I worked with those three. The main thing that hurt you was just proxy camping out the gate, even though there's kind of no reason to, but the other two helped too.